Yo gamers, Nature here. Today we're going to touch base on yet again another Hunter nerf. Happy birthday present to me. Fair warning, the nerf is hidden amongst some buffs, so this could be a little bit tricky. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps. Now, first thing to touch base on is what is the nerf and why? The nerf is to the beast mastery in your hunter pets. This is probably obvious as hunter pets are way too powerful at the moment. I mean, a wind serpent pet could literally solo kill people in PvP, no problem. They took the beast mastery rune, which provided a 30% multiplier to pet damage and reduced it to 20%. In addition, they took the focus regen increase of 80% on the tooltip and reduced it to 50%. Now, this is much more significant than it sounds, especially with a pet like wind serpent. This meant every 5 seconds, your focus regen tick occurred and you had enough focus to cast another lightning breath every single time. Now you will not. You'll get 38 focus a tick instead of 50, and you'll lose your third lightning breath cast after entering combat, and then every fourth cast of lightning breath moving forward. These same nerfs apply to all hunter pets. However, since your wind serpent damage is primarily based off its focus ability, this impacts wind serpents a little bit harder. With all this being said, this should be the nail in the coffin for wind serpents on overall. However, you'll still see hunters switching to the wind serpent for their Gamu Raw parse, and that's about it. Now, on the flip side, it's important to understand regardless of your preference of play as a hunter, beast mastery requires the least amount of skill as a player. Although, yes, there's absolutely things we can do to min-max either way. It's a fact, beast mastery means a lot of your damage is coming from an automated source, and when you do min-max, it would have more impact in a different skill or spec. So when we look at the lowest skill players, like the bottom 10% of WoW players, this is like the lowest of the gray parsers, hunters typically currently are winning in that area. But as we move up in skill, since Beast Mastery is the simplest rotation, you'll notice quickly anywhere from 20% to 80% skill level, they're outshined fairly easily by rogues and usually by warriors as well. As we move into higher skill, so once we get to 90% of skill players or higher, you'll see warriors actually beat both and by a significant margin. With all this being said, this nerf partially makes sense because hunter pets were broken. However, hunters are already 16% behind warriors on the top end, and this is just going to increase that gap, not reduce it. What Blizzard did to compensate hunters was increase the damage of Chimera Shot from 85% to 100%. They took explosive shots, base damage was increased by 25% before attack multipliers. This is much more significant since it's before the multipliers. However, it's not enough to make it relevant against a single target. It'd just be good to switch to for like trash pulls. In addition, they took the mana cost of Chimera Shot, Explosive Shot, Carve, Kill Command, and Flanking Strike and reduced it by 50%. Now, the mana reduction is great and all, but these won't compensate hunters enough. This will still be a net DPS loss, even if we spec into the Marksman tree. Here's the breakdown of Marksman for those that are interested. We'll still pick up improved aspect of the Hawk, but we'll grab 5 out of 5 into efficiency, 5 out of 5 into lethal shots, while grabbing aim shot. For runes, we'll grab Heart of the Lion if we're the only hunter, and Master Marksman if we have someone else providing Kings or Lion buff. On hands, we'll grab Chimera Shot, and either Flanking Strike or Sniper Training on the leg slot. When it comes to the rotation, we'll open with Auto Attack, Serpent Sting, Chimera Shot, then we'll do another Auto, Aim Shot, Auto, Chimera Shot. Side note, we can actually weave here on this Chimera Shot. We just press W as soon as we cast it. Auto Attack, Multi-Shot, and repeat. The biggest difference here is if we're melee weaving, we would just press W whenever your Chimera Shot is up. That's your window to go in. You can do that every 6 seconds since Raptor Strike and Chimera Shot share the same CD. Now, I'm confused with this mana reduction quote-unquote buff. My biggest concern here is just why. Carve and Kill Command are basically useless runes at the moment, so their mana cost is irrelevant. Flanking Strike is only 18 mana for me right now, so reducing it by 50% makes ability that's only 7 DPS cost 9 mana. who really cares there? And does that really going to compensate me as a hunter for losing 10% of my pets flat damage while also losing 30% of their focus regen? Why didn't they look at ability like multi-shot that costs 100 mana and does similar damage to flanking strike but is on a 10-second CD? Or by looking at a rune ability like Heart of the Lion and placing that somewhere where it's not so big of an impact. We could have got more impact by using Master Marksman, which does 5% crit and reduces the cost of all spells by 25%. That'd be much better than this 50% on a couple things that really don't matter too much to us, when we could have just used that rune, put Heart of the Lion somewhere else, like a leg rune or belt rune, which is the way it was data mined prior to Season of Discovery coming out. That's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for coming out. Make sure you give a like and subscribe. Cannot tell you how much it helps. Until next time, peace.